All right, here we go. 30 seconds of breathing. 3, 2, 1, and begin.
Exercise 1.
All right, guys, getting crocodile breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Three, two, one. Rest.
All right, guys, next we're going to do rocking calf stretch. So we're going to go push-up position. We're going to put one foot over top of the other foot to get a little pressure against that calf. We're just going to rock back and forth, trying to stretch out the calf muscle, okay? So as you get your butt high, it puts a little bit more pressure on the calf, and then lean forward, driving through that toe to really stretch out the calf area. If you got to hang out on the bottom of that calf for a little bit, get a little bit more stretch, that's okay.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, guys, go ahead and switch legs. And do the same thing on the opposite leg, stretching out that other side.
2, 1. Exercise.
And begin. Okay, guys, go ahead and rest. Go ahead and stand up for me. We're going to do a Y squat to sumo. So we're going to get our feet a little bit wider than normal, up into a Y position. We're going to squat all the way down, drive those knees out, go back into that Y, and stand tall. Go ahead and begin. So Y squat to sumo, hands up, squatting down, drive those knees out, put it back into that Y before you stand tall again, okay? We do want to get a little pressure against the outside of our knees, or inside of the knees, driving those knees out to get a little groin activation.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest, good job. We're gonna do knee tuck to overhead lunge next. So we're gonna grab a hold of that knee. We're gonna take those hands overhead as we come into a lunging position. Come back up, switch legs. Go ahead and begin. You can grab that knee. Hands overhead as you go in that lunge position. Abs tight, drive through that front foot. Stepping back.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest, good job, guys. Next, we're gonna do reaching single leg RDLs. So we're gonna reach our hands out as we kick a leg back behind us.
3.
Come through, snap that hip, switch sides.
Exercise 6.
Go ahead and begin. You can reach it out, snap your hip through, and switch sides. Try to get those arms as long as possible as you go forward. And snap that hip through, squeezing the glute as you snap it through.
2, 1. Rest.
Rest, good job, guys. Next, we're gonna do a lateral bound. So a lateral bound, we're gonna jump side to side up from one foot to the other.
3.
Or you can do a two-step shuffle, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1.
Exercise 7.
Go ahead and begin, lateral bounds. Jumping side to side or two-step shuffle side to side. Doesn't have to be the longest jump. They can be a little bit more like a skater. We're going a little bit quicker.
Three, two, one. Rest.
Rest, good job, guys. We're going to end with a kick through or a mountain climber, okay? So kick through a mountain climber. So that's push-up position. A kick through, we're going to kick one leg through at a time. A mountain climber, we're going to take one leg at a time under control. Go ahead and begin. A kick through all the way through. Mountain climbers, just one knee tuck at a time.
3, 2, 1. Your timer is
And
ending.
rest, guys. Go ahead and grab yourselves a quick drink. Today we have 3 different circuits. Each circuit is a total of 5 minutes. So we have what's called a 5-minute AMRAP. So as many rounds as possible inside of 5 minutes. We'll do that for 3 exercises for 5 minutes, and then we'll take a short break as we teach you the next 3 exercises. Do those for 5 minutes. Take a short break as we teach you the last 3 exercises for 5 minutes. So it's going to be 15 total minutes of work, 3 different circuits of exercise. So we're just going to teach one at a time. So the thing you want to think about is everything is going to be 10 reps, okay? Everything is going to be 10 reps. So what we have for our first one is going to be, you're going to need a band. And we're going to start off with band pull aparts, okay? So band pull aparts. You can either do it doubled up where you pull your body all the way apart towards the chest. Sorry, Nathan's video is freezing just a little bit. We'll give it a little bit more time. Okay, and then from there, we can also make that a single, which means you get rid of part of the band. Sorry, Nate, you're freezing really bad. We're having trouble seeing you move. So can you do the single again with the band pull aparts? We didn't see that. There we go. So single with a band pull apart. There we go. We're going to do 10 of those. Okay, so that's exercise number 1. You can do a band pull apart, or you can do a bent over Y. So bent over Y, you're going to drive your hips back, and you're going to take your arms into a Y position. All right, from there we can go into a lunge. All right, guys, I'm gonna switch Nate over to the video. I think it might be on my side. I just got a warning on my side. Nate, I'm gonna have you go ahead and take over and demonstrate the first 3 exercises if you can hear that.
All right, can you guys hear me? Does anyone unmute themselves and help me?
I can hear you, but you're freezing up.
Unmute yourself, let me know if you can hear me. Great.
Okay, guys, sorry, it is Nathan's video, not mine. We're both named Trevor Warnke, but it's saying the person that I'm showing is the person's bandwidth that's gone. So let me yep, Nate had to go out. So I'm gonna turn the video back towards me, spotlight myself. You guys should all see me now. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go through and give you guys a quick demonstration of this and we'll get going. Sorry about this. We've never really had a bandwidth issue yet. So our first exercise we already talked about, we have band pull aparts. Or if you can't do a band pull apart, we have a band, or we have doing Ys, right? So we're bent over into a Y position. So the way that'll work, you either do 10 band pull aparts or 10 Ys. Exercise number 2, you'll go into a lunge position, okay? So we have a tall chest, stepping back behind us and standing up. Lunge, step back, behind, lunge. You're gonna do 10 total lunges. If you can't do a lunge, you're gonna do a marching in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, bringing each leg up, okay? So you can either do, you'll have a band pull apart 10, then 10 lunges. Exercise number 3 is going to be a Spider-Man with rotation like we do in a warm-up position, all right? So let me see, I can't get my video to see as well off of this, and I'm sorry for this, guys. So come down here. So as I'm in Spider-Man with rotation position, I have a push-up position here. I'm going to step through, rotate up to the sky, come back down, rotate up to the sky, okay? So every time I rotate up, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So you do 10 band pull aparts, 10 lunges, 10 Spider-Man rotation. We'll just keep going through that for 5 straight minutes, okay? So go ahead and grab yourselves a band. Go ahead and grab yourself a band. I'm gonna start a 5-minute timer and we'll get going on that, all right? We'll make sure we stay on time on this. Here we go. First 5 minutes, 10 pull aparts. 3, 2, 1, and begin.
Exercise 1.
10 pull aparts. As soon as you're done with the 10 pull aparts or 10 Ys, you're going into 10 lunges. Right into 10 lunges. After the 10 lunges, you have 10 Spider-Mans. So your goal is to move as fast as you can go because we're going to try to get as many done inside of a 5-minute window. But if you can't do the lunges, we're doing marches. Count each leg, and then from there we have Spider-Man with rotation. So it's like a mobility variation where you rotate one arm up, come back down, rotate the other arm up. Go ahead and switch our spotlight back to Nathan. It looks like he's back up and going. There we go. Now, if you lose where you're at, you should be able to follow along with him. Remember, we have 10 band pull aparts, followed by 10 lunges, followed by 10 Spider-Man with rotations. And just keep going back through those for the full 5 minutes. 10 band pull aparts or Ys, 10 jump lunges or reverse lunges, and 10 Spider-Mans. On the lunges, remember, you can do a marching in place. If you can't do a full lunge, that's okay. Just counting one knee at a time. Good work, guys. Looking good. Got 2.5 minutes left. So we got halfway done with this first circuit. After the 10 lunges, you have 10 Spider-Mans, right back into 10 band pull aparts. The band pull aparts should be hard, but they shouldn't be so hard that they slow you down really quickly, okay? We want them to be challenging to where you do feel it in your back, but not to where it slows you down that you have to take every one really, really long. From lunges, let's make sure on our lunges we're keeping that nice tall chest. After your lunges, you have Spider-Mans. Remember, every time the arm goes up, that's 1, and then 2, and then 3. Every time you rotate through. One minute left on this first circuit, guys. We have 3 circuits just like this. So this is 1 of 3. 20 seconds.
Three, two, one.
And rest, guys. This is our first 5-minute circuit. Thank you guys so much for kind of going along with us there. You guys did a great job of figuring out what it was. From there, we're going to have another 5-minute AMRAP. So on this one, we are going to use a step up. So step up is like a hard box or hard chair, something that you can be stable with. If you can't do that, that's okay. We can do something else instead. So we're going to do the same thing in this one. We're going to do 10 of each. So our first thing is going to be a step up. On a step up, we're going to do 10 on a leg, and next round through, we'll catch the other leg, okay? So we're going to do 10 on the leg, next time through, catch the other leg. From there, you're going to go, so on a step up, a different variation, we can do another high knee variation, right? We can get our knee up, counting those, running in place. If you can't run, we might have to do the march variation. If you can't do those two, just marching up and down, just counting 10 total on that. From there, we have groiners. So on a groiner, we go down on the ground, we're jumping up and back, counting 10 total every time you come up, back, and forth. We can also do a mountain climber instead, one leg at a time, under control, or you can do an incline groiner too if you have an incline variation for that. Jumping back and forth. Exercise 3 is kind of new. We don't do it a lot, but we have done it in the gym before. It's called a Cook hip lift. So the way this works, think of a glute bridge where you have your knee tucked towards you. And all you're going to do is you keep that knee towards you. You're going to drive that hip up, 1. Drive that hip up, 2. So the goal is to kind of shut that glute off and make it just a little bit harder. We got 10 on one side. Next time through, we'll catch the other leg, okay? So then you're going to go back up to step-ups on that opposite side, and you're going to keep going through that as many times as you can inside of the next 5 minutes. So make sure you get your step-up stuff, kick your music back on, grab your water bottle. We have step-ups, groiners, and Cook hip lifts coming up, guys. 5 minutes. All right, everybody get ready for that step-up position. If you can't do a step up, you can do like a running in place, just count every foot touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin.
Exercise 1.
10 step ups. Remember, just one leg, and the next round through, we'll catch the other leg. And then from there, you have 10 groiners. It's okay if you get through some of these things really quick. That just means you'll get a lot of rounds in. So don't worry about it if one thing goes really fast. You'll get lots of rounds in. After the 10 groiners or 10 mountain climbers, you can go down to the ground and you're going to do 10 Cook hip lifts. You're going to tuck that knee towards your body. You're going to drive that hip up and squeeze that glute as hard as possible. You're going to do 10 and then pop back up and switch legs with your step up. You can try to tuck that knee as much as possible. It might go away from you a little bit as you squeeze up. That's okay. Just keep pressure against it. You might not be able to get full glute extension, but as good as you can. And then you're right back into step ups with the opposite leg. Opposite leg, 10. Good job. When you go back in those groiners, try to do the variation that works best for you. You can have a shorter groiner. You can do an incline groiner. You can do a full groiner where you're jumping up by your hands. And then when you go back in the Cook hip lift, it'll be the opposite leg. We have step ups, groiners, and the Cook hip lift. We have 3 minutes left. Plenty of time. Keep working. Ten step ups, 10 groiners, 10 Cook hip lift. You guys are doing great on those Cook hip lifts for being a new exercise. They're looking perfect. Good work. These exercises overall are pretty quick ones, so your goal is just to keep pushing as quick as you can keep going from transition to next one to next one, trying to get as many possible rounds as you can in. Job with just under 2 minutes. Good job. Everybody's moving at a nice, quick pace. Really drive through that foot that's on the ground on those cook hip lifts. Think about the foot that's in the ground and driving through that heel so that way that glute squeezes. The reason we tuck the other knee is really to shut the other glute off, so we're just focusing on that one glute. Last minute. Good job, guys. 20 seconds left. Try to get as much done as you can these last 20 seconds.
Three, two, one.
And rest, guys. Good job. 2 circuits down, 1 circuit to go. Grab yourselves a quick drink. We're going to demonstrate that final circuit, and we'll get started on it. We're currently right on pace for finishing on time, which is great. All right, so circuit number 3 is another 5-minute AMRAP. We're going to start out with our first variation. It's called a thruster. We can do this with a band or dumbbells. What we're going to do is we're going to sit all the way down and then drive through the sky, right? Sit all the way down, drive through the sky. Again, you can do that with band or dumbbells. From there, we can also just do a squat instead. So you can keep the banded in a band position and just squat. So if you can't do any pressing, you can just do a squat instead. If you can't do any squats, we can just do a press instead, right? So we have the option of doing the combination or just doing the squat or just doing the press. So a band works good for that. Dumbbells work good as well. So exercise number 1 is a thruster. You'll do 10 of those. Number 2 is going to be an RDL. So RDL, we can do a kettlebell or dumbbells or with a band. So from here, we're just going to drive those hips back and squeeze our hips tall. Drive the hips back and tall. So if you're going to have dumbbells, just keep dumbbells for both of them. If you're going to do a band, use a band for both of them. If you don't have a band at all or dumbbells, you can always just do an RDL where you're just driving your hips back, standing tall without anything. Okay, it doesn't have to be weighted. From there, the last exercise is going to be a jumping jack. So you have 10 jumping jacks or 10 step out jacks where you just step 1 foot at a time, okay? So you're just moving through each one, 10. So we have 10 thrusters or squats or presses, 10 RDLs, and 10 jumping jacks. Go ahead and crank your music back up if you need to. We're going to get ready for this final circuit. We have 5 minutes left before 6:30. We have a 5-minute finisher or 5-minute last circuit. Starting off with those thrusters. We're going to get started in 5 seconds. 3, 2, thrusters begin.
Exercise 1.
A deep squat all the way down. Again, if you can't do the squat position, you can just do the press position. If you can't do the press position, you can just do the squat position. 10 of those straight into 10 RDLs. Straight into 10 RDLs. On an RDL, think of like a deadlift, but you're not really bending your knees at all. You're just driving the hips back and standing tall. Driving the hips back and standing tall. You want to squeeze the glutes as you come tall each time. Squeeze hard. 10 of those, and then right into 10 jumping jacks or 10 step out jacks. On those RDLs, keep that nice, strong Superman chest, right? Pull those shoulder blades back. Pull those shoulder blades back. After those 10 jumping jacks, you're right back at it again. We're right back into thrusters. This circuit's going to go a little bit quicker, so you might get a few more rounds in. Good work, guys. 10 of each, 10 of each. Good technique, but moving at a nice, quick pace. Think of this as a finisher, a 5-minute finisher. We're going hard. After the 10 RDLs, you're back into 10 jumping jacks. Three minutes left. So after the 10 RDLs, we have 10 jumping jacks or 10 step outs. Thruster's looking really good. Looks like almost everybody's doing a variation of the thruster. Good deep squats, as deep as you can control. Abs tight, driving strong overhead. On the RDL, the main thing to focus in on, squeezing those shoulder blades back, keeping that strong Superman chest. 2 minutes. Good job, guys. Keep pushing. This one's getting that heart rate elevated quite a bit. Last minute. Good effort, guys. We're down to last 20 seconds. Try to keep working through everything you can. Ten seconds.
Three, two, one.
And workout is complete.